Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And after I previously did Mount Rushmores for every MLB, NBA, NFL, and NHL team for best players in franchise history, with MLB currently in their offseason, I am now doing a Mount Rushmore by position, attempting to name the four best players at each position in MLB history. Today we will take a look at center field. So when I do these, I name the players in alphabetical order by last name. They are not ranked. Let me say, this one was rather difficult. There were three guys I knew I was going to include. And then really that fourth spot was between four players, and I hated leaving three guys off. It was very difficult. I'll name a bunch of honorable mentions at the end, led by the three guys I did not include. This one was hard, guys, but let's get into it. It's stacked. Starting with the Georgia Peach, Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb, inducted to the Hall of Fame in 1936. In parts of 24 seasons, played 3,034 games, batting .366 with a 944 OPS, 168 OPS plus, 117 homers, 1,944 RBIs, 2,245 runs scored, 4,189 hits, 897 stolen bases. Amazingly, Ty Cobb led the AL in batting average 12 times, and he did it over a 13-year span. In 3 seasons, he batted over 400. Absolutely incredible. Led the league in OPS 10 times, was named the 1911 AL MVP. Cobb had 6 seasons of at least 100 RBIs and 11 seasons with at least 100 runs scored. He did win a Triple Crown in the 1909 season. In all-time baseball history, Cobb's .366 batting average is the highest of all time. His 4,189 hits are the second most all time, and his 2,245 runs are also second all time. Just an incredible hitter throughout his career. Also led the AL in hits 10 times. Ty Cobb, the first member of the center field Mount Rushmore. Next, let's go with Joltin' Joe. Joe DiMaggio, inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1955. DiMaggio played 13 seasons, all with the Yankees, in 1,736 games, batted .325, 977 OPS, 155 OPS plus, 361 homers, 1,537 RBIs, 1,390 runs scored, 2,214 hits. Amazingly, even though he played just 13 seasons, in 9 of them, he was World Series champion. He was also named an All-Star in all 13 seasons of his career. DiMaggio was a 3-time AL MVP, 1939, 1941, and 1947. He also finished as the runner-up twice, had finishes of 3rd, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, twice. Ninth once. So a bunch of top 10 finishes despite only a 13-year career. DiMaggio led the AL in back-to-back seasons and batting average at .381 and .352 respectively in 1939 and 1940. Much like Ted Williams, he lost 3 seasons in his prime due to military service, so his stats would have been even better had that not occurred. He led the AL with 46 homers in 1937, had 7 seasons of at least 30 homers in his career. DiMaggio, again, 9-time World Series winner, had 8 home runs in 51 career postseason games. Joltin' Joe DiMaggio is the second member of the center field Mount Rushmore. Next, let's go with another All-Yankee lifer, that being Mickey Mantle. Mantle inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1974. Mick played 18 seasons all with the Yankees and 2,401 career games. Batted .298, 977 OPS, 172 OPS plus, 536 homers, 1,509 RBIs, 1,676 runs, 2,415 hits. Also walked more, 1,733. Then he struck out 1,710. Won 7 World Series in his 18 years in the big leagues. Mantle was a 3-time AL MVP those years in 1955, 1956, and 1962. In 1956, he won the AL Triple Crown, batting 353 with a 52 homers and 130 RBIs. 4 seasons he led the AL in home runs. He had 5 seasons in which he led the AL in runs scored. Every season from 1953 to 1961, Mantle had at least 104 runs scored. Led the league in on-base percentage 3 times, slugging percentage 4 times, and OPS 6 times. Again, 7 World Series championships. He had 18 homers in 12 World Series. So he played in 12 World Series in his 18 seasons. 18 home runs, 40 RBIs. So did quite the damage in the postseason as well. Mickey Mantle, the 3rd member of the center field Mount Rushmore, and arguably the best player of all time. He's definitely, should be on most people's top 5. That being the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays, inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1979. Mays played parts of 23 seasons in the big leagues, missing 1 due to being in military service in 1953. 3,005 games. He batted .301, 940 OPS, 155 OPS plus, 660 homers, 1,909 RBIs, 2,068 runs scored, 3,293 hits, and 338 stolen bases. Mays was named the NL MVP twice in his career in 1954 and 1965. Was a member of the 1954 World Series winning team, the New York Giants. That year he won the NL batting crown, batting .345. Had 3 seasons in which he led the NL in homers, including a career-high 52 in 1965. He had 5 seasons, he led the NL in homers 4 times, had 6 seasons in which he totaled at least 40 homers in his career. Not just that, he was an amazing fielder. He has one of the most historic catches in MLB history, his over-the-shoulder catch. Mays won 12 straight Gold Gloves from 1957 until 1968. Not only did he win his 2 MVPs, he also had MVP finishes of 2nd twice, 3rd twice, 5th, 6th, 4th twice. So again, amongst the league's best players for many seasons, led the NL in OPS 5 times, even led the NL in stolen bases 4 straight seasons from 1956 to 1959. The Say Hey Kid is the 4th member of the center field Mount Rushmore. So again, in alphabetical order by last name, we have Ty Cobb, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, and Willie Mays. Again, 3 guys that were really hard to leave off. Joe DiMaggio was really my last choice, and it was between him, Tris Speaker, Ken Griffey Jr., and Mike Trout. Of course, Mike Trout is currently still playing, and I think maybe after 2 or 3 more, maybe not even, solid seasons, he would be the guy I would include. But right now, I went with Joltin' Joe. Again, a 9-time World Series winner. Trout has yet to even win a playoff series in his career, and leaving Griffey off was hard. He was pretty much my favorite player as a kid. Other honorable mentions include Richie Ashburn, Kenny Lofton, Duke Snyder, Kirby Puckett, Jim Edmonds, Carlos Beltran, Andrew Jones, Dale Murphy, just to name a few. So there you have it, the center field Mount Rushmore. Maybe the most challenging one I did, especially for that 4th spot. Let me know in the comments who you would include. Of course, a subjective list. Definitely, probably some disagreements. I'd love to hear who you would include on yours. There you have it. Center field Mount Rushmore. Tomorrow, I will be doing the right field, which has some excellent players as well. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.